Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, where Eustace and Gavel are trying to arrest Kay on very little evidence, while also complaining about our lack of evidence. You know, business as usual, basically. I have here a letter. It's found in the victim's chest pocket. Another one of the victim's possessions? And you keep this to yourself until now? You planned for this, didn't you? Is that why? There's a candle holder that killed her, huh? And she died sometime last night. Now, that's very kind of you to share the coroner's findings with everybody, Eustace. Perhaps you should leave it there. We wouldn't want you to strain your voice after all. Stopping him. Okay. Shall I read it for you? Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Kay. This would seem to indicate pretty strongly that the two of them were accomplices, wouldn't you say? Accomplices in a plot to steal from the fair room in which we are standing.
No.
Oh, wait. So your principal suspect is Miss Kay Faraday for the second crime as well as Miss Ringer's murder. A letter that happened to have been... that appears to have been written to the victim by Kay. I'm the principal suspect? Don't listen to her. It's all lies, all of it. You're not like that. You'd never do any of that stuff they're accusing you of. And how do you explain this letter, Detective? Like Mr. Winter, I suspected that Judge Gavel herself had some proof to support her accusation, but I didn't expect it to be quite so definitive. Nicely done, Gavel. Thank you, Eustace.
Hold it!
We're not done here yet. I still have questions and you'd better have answers.
Mind if I handle this, Eustace? Be my guest. Have fun arguing Edgeworth into the ground. Can't let them steamroller me on this. I have to find a way to take back the advantage. I think that's unlikely. This letter more than adequately proves Miss Faraday and Miss Ringer were acquainted. It seems Miss Faraday had asked for Miss Ringer's help in a plot of some kind, but for whatever reason their alliance must have broken down. Miss Ringer lost her life in a resulting disagreement, but she had one last card to play. A letter she kept safe in her left chest pocket, which spells out the name of her killer. That is so much. She's good. Better than ever, even. Think you can take it down, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, of course.
Don't do this out of pride, Miles Edgeworth. If you're going to fail, do it on somebody else's time. Hey, whose side are you on, sir? There's one side to be on, Scruffy. The side of the truth. Uh-oh. Looks like the kid's got something to say. Well, if there's only one side to be on, then it has to be on the winning... Ow! Quiet, you.
My thoughts exactly.
Alright. Let's see what we can get out of this.
Hold it!
What exactly was the nature of their relationship?
I think we know that already. Miss Faraday was grateful for Miss Ringer's cooperation, just as the letter says. I think that more than adequately describes it, don't you? Now, as I was saying...
Hold it!
Now, can you tell us any more about this plot?
The letter implies a theft. And it was written by your friend Faraday, making her the prime suspect. Case closed.
Anybody can forge a letter. It's not conclusive proof of anything.
I also seem to recall that Miss Faraday referring to herself as a great thief on more than one occasion.
She's on sabbatical.
How can you be so sure of that? It's unlikely she would tell you she had resumed her activities, surely. Perhaps you took up stealing again and simply chose to keep it from you. Can't prove that either way right now, and she knows it. You're saying it seems Miss Faraday and Miss Ringer were involved in a plot to steal something.
Hold it!
Whatever reason, could you be a little more specific?
Not at the moment. But I'm sure our investigation will uncover any number of possibilities, whereas your lack of proof that Miss Faraday is innocent continues to be a major problem for you.
I can see that some of the evidence would seem to point to Kay's involvement, but none of it is anywhere near conclusive.
Letter explicitly outlining a connection to the victim, backed up by supporting evidence from the scene. Much more conclusive could it be? What's more, where's your proof to the contrary?
Hold it!
Okay.
Is there any actual evidence to show that Kay killed Miss Ringer?
You don't give up, do you? What do you call that letter, huh? Evidence, duh.
I wouldn't be so sure. For one thing, it doesn't mention anything resembling a murder plan.
It doesn't? I guess not, huh? But it will once we hold a flame to it and reveal the secret right. Fantastic. I wouldn't place too much hope in that revealing anything, Eustace. We don't need to. That one we have. Okay.
Hold it!
We were able to examine the pocket in question for ourselves.
You need to know why the letter wasn't there, I assume. It's simple. The police's #1 priority was handing it over to me. The victim had kept it on her left side of her chest, next to her heart, in other words, to indicate her heart's desire that her killer be brought to justice.
I have little interest in sentimental speculations about Miss Ringer's desires, but one thing does interest me. The fact that you said the letter was in the victim's left chest pocket.
It's the truth, as the goddess is my witness. That's where the letter was found, there's no doubt about it. Same place where she was stabbed with the candelabrum, yep. I think that might prove to be a very important clue. I can't imagine Kate writing a letter like that, but unless we can get more out of Judge Gavel, I don't think we'll be able to prove that she didn't. I should try pressing the good judge on some of her statements and see if she let something slip, but I already pressed everything. Alright, Alliance. Which spells out the name of her killer. Victim's letter. .52 a.m. So I don't think she on the 4th. Or would that technically be the 5th at that point? Because her thing wouldn't be good anymore. Preliminary finding placed time of death at some time late last night. Cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest. Yeah! It's a fake!
So the victim kept the most vital clue of all closest to her heart. How very touching.
The voices of the dead fight to be heard. And even then, they don't always reach us. But her voice rang out loud and true and told us that Miss Faraday is her killer.
I think you may have misheard her, Your Honor. Or perhaps an evil spirit was trying to mislead you.
Hey, you take that back!
Then perhaps we should try listening to the words of the coroner's report instead.
By all means. If I recall correctly, the victim was stabbed on her left side. No.
Yes, I'm afraid so. You claim that the letter was found in the victim's left chest pocket.
Right where she was stabbed by the candle holder.
Indeed, 3 puncture wounds to the chest and yet not one to the letter. Miraculous, no? Well, Judge Gavel, how do you explain that? Because I can think of one explanation. That the letter was deliberately placed there after the fact in order to cast suspicion on Kay. Someone went to a lot of trouble to create the crime scene we see before us. And that someone is the real culprit who almost certainly also forged this letter.
No.
It's clear that the culprit intended to frame Kay by means of that letter.
And you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Objection!
No, Faraday did it. The letter was in her other pocket. Yeah. Seriously? The whole left chest pocket thing was a mistake. Whoever reported it must have meant their left. Their lefts. Ah! Stop your foolish floundering, you foolishly foolish fool. Or are you just that incurably foolish? There we go. Like I said, I like Von Karma better when she's not pointing the whip at me and calling me a fool. Why do you keep whipping? And stop making fun of my deductions. No on both counts. There, I saved the trouble of disciplining him.
Yes.
No, I had no intention of doing so.
The letter is stained with blood, which suggests it had indeed been placed somewhere on her left side. Therefore, I doubt there was some sort of mistaken report. Not unless that report was given by you.
What? Gavel, say something.
No objections. Good. Then allow me to continue. So we've established the existence of a second suspect.
No, we haven't. The murderer had to get in here, remember? Who else could have gotten in apart from Faraday and Ringer? Whoever it was would have needed a key card. Judge Gavel proposed that the killer entered the room together with the victim. But what if there's something questionable about the very basis of her theory itself?
This piece of evidence points to another suspect, a suspect other than Kay.
The ninja mask. Letter. Oh, is it, the other user on there.
Take that!
Looking at the keycard record provided by Judge Gavel a short while ago. As already noted, the victim's keycard was used at 12:52 a.m. But you will note that someone else's keycard is also listed.
Mysterious person who could have entered beforehand and lay in wait for the victim, you mean? So the person entered at 10:15 p.m. So it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. Except, I'm afraid it is. And where's your evidence, huh, Your Honor? My evidence? I am the evidence detective. Oh, crap, it was... Did she do it? It was my keycard. There's nothing suspicious about a committee member entering the chamber as I please, is there?
Perhaps not, but that's also not the exonerating evidence you seem to think it is. Unless you can also prove that you yourself didn't murder your colleague.
What utter nonsense. What would I have to gain from killing him?
I'm sure you know how I'm going to answer that, Your Honor. I believe further investigation will shed light on any motives you might have had.
Faithful servant of the goddess, why would I ever resort to an act of crime? I use my keycard, that much is true, but my reason for entering this room is far from questionable.
Then perhaps you'd care to tell us why.
I had business here in the committee chamber. There were certain preparations to make. Preparations? Sounds pretty suspicious to me. I'm not at liberty to share what I was preparing for. But I am sure Prosecutor Edgeworth can make an educated guess. Hearing, she must have been busy gathering the documents they were going to use against me. To relieving me of my badge. Alright, children, that's enough. It's good to keep our skills and our tongue sharp, especially when we're young, but that'll do for now. You in the... Oh, what? Really takes me back to the days of my youth, back when I would wrangle with a certain detective. He, disappeared, you know. I hope he's out there somewhere, living his best life. You'll have to forgive me, it's just, I get so emotional, the tears, I can't stop them. Chairman Winner. Oh! Now it makes sense. They're so nonchalant about that. Winner? Verity, my girl. You ever stop working? Your dedication puts us all to shame. And is this young Francisca I see before me? Dear child, when did you get so big? Uncle Winner, it's been far too long. It's so formal. I thought we were like family. You used to sit on my knee and shout, Uncle Winter at the top of your little lungs. But time goes by so very fast. One can't help but shed a tear. Dad, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Committee member has been murdered and you're in charge of the case, my boy. What is this? Bring your pops to work day? Silence! Do you have any idea who he is? This man is practically the right hand of the goddess herself. A former chief prosecutor and current chairman of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Now, Verity. There's no need to bring all that up. I'm just a harmless old man, really.
Allow me to apologize for the detective's rudeness. I am...
Miles Edgeworth, correct? My little subordinate, Dick Gumshoe. I'm Excelsius Winter. Of course you are. Father to this idiot boy, among other things. My wife and I were so happy when he was born. And now she's gone too. Heaven only knows where to where. Dad, you're here. Use my handkerchief. Thank you, son. You're a good boy. In your own silly way. Like father like son, I suppose, though it's hard to say who's the bigger fool. Let's have Von Karma ask. Well, Verity, how goes the investigation? Thank you for asking, sir. We have identified a prime suspect, 1K Faraday. We are currently trying...
You don't have nearly enough to make her your prime suspect, and you know it. Have you forgotten what we just discovered about the letter?
Objection!
I told you, that was just a mix-up. They got the wrong pocket now! Don't test my patience. Alright, that's enough. Let's all just calm down, shall we? Sorry you had to see that, sir. My humblest apologies. I think you've all made your cases very clearly, all except for you, Eustace. What? But Dad!
We are prosecutors, and it is our duty to identify suspects and bring them to justice. But I wouldn't dare call someone a suspect without evidence or a motive.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, I know all about your relationship to the accused. Thick as thieves seems pretty apt based on what I've heard. She's no criminal. She helped us catch the bad guys loads of times.
Not much about this case is still unclear, sir. Please, you have to let us.
It's heartwarming, really. The bonds of friendship are so strong among the young. What was that? But circumstances being what they are, I'm afraid those bonds won't be enough. What the heck is that supposed to mean? The prosecutor's office needs this case cleared up as quickly as possible. Time is so precious and we have so little of it. There are so many other cases. I'm sorry, but you understand, of course, don't you? Alright, Miss K. Faraday. Time to come along quietly. Yes, sir. You're not taking her. She's innocent, I tell ya. Defy the chairman of the committee is to defy the law itself. He doesn't act so brazen. A hearing won't be necessary at all. Are you prepared for Mr. Edgeworth to lose his badge over this detective? What? Yeah. So the K goes down or Mr. Edgeworth loses his badge? What the heck am I supposed to do? You'd use his badge to shield yourselves. Oh, how the committee, too, has fallen.
Okay, you're innocent. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Thank you. We've only known each other for a short while, but you've been very kind. And I'm sorry. Sorry for being a criminal. Your contrition has been noted, Miss Faraday, and will be conveyed to the goddess of justice. What? Ugh. What in the world should I do? Raise an objection! When I was little, all I wanted was to be like my father. Become an attorney and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. But now, my fate is tied to that of this one tiny badge. One tiny badge against the life of a dear acquaintance. Who am I kidding? There's nothing to weigh up here. I guess this is it. Goodbye, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Judge Gavel, a moment, please.
Yes, what is it? Your badge. What is the meaning of this?
I'm returning it. And from this day forth, I'm a prosecutor no longer.
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing, Miles Edgeworth? Explain yourself right now. You're giving it all up, just like that. You can't mean it, sir. Tell me you're kidding. Please, if you're not a prosecutor anymore, then what does that make me?
I have one duty and one duty alone, to pursue the truth. If being a prosecutor means I must turn a blind eye to the very truth before me, then I will gladly shed the title to be free. I'll carve my own path, one I believe in. I won't let my search for the truth end here.
Are you running away from the Von Karma... from me?
Say what you will, Francisca. You won't change my mind.
You're leaving me behind again. I'll never forgive you for this. Never! No, this is all my fault. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for me.
Wait, Kay, don't go. You stay right where you are, detective.
But sir...
I'm not a prosecutor anymore.
Don't say that. Where you go, I go, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm always there, right by your side.
There's no need for you to do that now, detective. Simply focus on your job and do what you can.
Well now, this is no good, is it? We've let a dangerous criminal run free. I try and I try. Yet, it's never enough. There's no need to worry, sir. We'll set up a cordon. She won't get far. You better not. I'll be very disappointed in you if she does. Dang. Alright, so this guy is the piece of work. Oh, is that upset you couldn't be the one to take it? Ha! Woo! That ratcheted up real fast. My old office. High Prosecutor's office is room 1202.
Okay.
Not here either. Where are you? Yeah, knockity knock knock. Special visitor.
The vendor.
Wow, talk about an unhappy face. Everything okay, big guy? You're running yourself too many admirers looking like that.
What are you doing here? Has something happened?
Something happened, DS, I'll say. It's been all over the news. A murder in the committee chamber? I'd call that a happening, alright. What with your hearing being today, I thought, well, I couldn't help wondering if you were involved.
They're reporting it on the news already.
Heck yeah, a dead lawyer, a young woman on the run, they're lapping it up. It's crazy stuff, but compelling too, I gotta admit. So, are you gonna give me the lowdown or what?
Well, actually.
Whoa, maybe warn a guy before blowing his mind next time. Things are even crazier than I thought.
This isn't a joke, Fender. Kay's out there somewhere all alone without her memory.
Not to mention being the suspect in a murder. That definitely doesn't make things any easier. Where the heck could she have gotten to? You sure she doesn't remember Zip?
I thought she might have come here, but...
No luck, huh? I can't say I'm surprised. Sounds like she thinks she's done you wrong. She wouldn't want to cause you even more trouble by rocking up on your doorstep.
You think I don't know that, but I'm out of places to look.
Hey, take a chill pill, compadre. This isn't like you. You're wound up tighter than a clockwork monkey, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. After all, it's got even you running from pillar to post looking to save an innocent from jail. Acting like the attorney I know you were born to be.
Look, Fender, I may have given up my badge earlier, but that doesn't mean I've decided to become an attorney. However, Kay isn't just some suspect in a murder to me. She's somebody I've come to know very well, even if we've only been acquainted for a short while. And she'd never harm a fly, let alone another person.
Blow my mind twice in 5 minutes, why don't you? Kid's lucky to have you in her corner, champ. Hope you don't mind me saying this, but that's quite the bond that's sprung up between the two of you. Enough to give me and your old man's a run for its money, even.
It's nothing like that, really. She just likes to involve herself in my affairs.
You can say that again. From what I've seen, she likes to charge into things no holds barred. But she's done you some good, I can tell. You two make a great team. You can say I'm not a little jealous, seeing as my partner in crime's no longer around. Anyway, you need to track her down. Connections like that don't grow on trees, I should know. Yeah, alright, how about this for a plan? You're fresh out of ideas about where she could be. You can't just walk her the street shouting her name. So why not go back to the source, look into how she lost her memory in the first place. This might turn up some clues that'll help narrow things down.
That's not a bad idea. Based on what she told us, it sounds like it all started at the big building.
And that's where we're headed. Next stop, the big time. Maybe you can give your face the good news on the way. Can't come frolicking back into the fold if the first thing she sees is you scowling like that.
Very funny.
Fender is truly a force of nature all on his own. Alright, we'll look around on the rooftop in the next episode. Wow, that got intense. I am starting to wonder if this is the last case, because it seems like it's building that way. But we shall see. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.